Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and I'm also a doctoral student of psychology. Today, let's talk about the moment when an avoidant misses you and why. There's a truth that shows up that they've been denying pretty much the whole relationship, right? And they start realizing this. Now, it doesn't mean that you guys have broken up. Maybe y'all are on a break. Maybe you guys are just on different, I don't know, business trips, whatever it is, or maybe you did break up. And so, what really happens? What is the truth that they realized? Okay. So, in short, the truth is that they like themselves and their life better when you're in it. That is it. That is, if that's all you're looking for, that is the answer. They like themselves, who they are, better when you're there. They like their life better than when you're there. Okay. And so there are two types of avoidance, and they take loss differently. Typically, not all the time. Okay. With fearful avoidance, they do feel the impact of the breakup sooner than dismissive avoidance because they're more familiar with those extreme emotions. However, they do a lot more unhealthy things to suppress their emotions. So they're a little more aware of the denial than a dismissive avoidant. But how they try to avoid it is they will do some sporadic things. They might jump to another relationship. They might start a new hobby that is very out of character for them. They might reach out and then they might not reach out. And so you'll see a lot of them trying to contain this emotion of missing, but they are aware of it to some extent. Dismissive avoidance, they're not. And so they literally look like they're fine. And then slowly it chips away at them. And usually when a dismissive avoidant comes back, it takes longer, but they're a little more serious about it because it has chipped away to the point where they have no structure left. A part of the video cut out, so I'm just quickly going to explain this so that maybe it makes more sense. Hopefully it does. I don't know, because a chunk of the middle of the video kind of cut out a little bit. The point of this is when an avoidant misses you, they have feelings for you. And so the next strategies are to talk about how to help them have those feelings show up before they miss you or allow them to feel safe to come back. So either or. Okay, so what can you do if you're in this dynamic to leverage this to perhaps get back together to some extent, okay? And so this is also like why this occurs. It's both of them combined, okay? And so when you're comfortable being yourself, that means when they connect, you're also open to admitting you want to reconcile. That doesn't mean you have to repeat it multiple times, but mentioning it can help. And so when you're apart and they reach out or you reach out, you mentioning that you're open to reconciling can help them when they're feeling like they miss you. Because what happens is they realize, okay, this will help me to not feel these really uncomfortable emotions. So let me take this. So avoidants are avoiding their uncomfortable emotions. And so missing you is now becoming more uncomfortable than loving you. I know it sounds strange, but hopefully you follow me. And so that's why this moment is the highest chance for you to get back with them and for them to have a likelihood of them to heal, because being back with you hurts less than missing you. And that emotion is way more overwhelming and that's uncomfortable. So they'd rather just feel the love for you than the miss for you. Okay. And so when you say that you're open to reconciling or you want to talk or you're okay with being connected, whatever, they will take that. A lot of times they will if they are really heightened at this stage where they're really missing you because of that reason. Okay, so that is an option. The next option is where you admit you were wrong and you can say it out loud and accept it. And I'm not saying blame yourself. I'm saying anything that you did that was something you regret. And so if you feel that maybe you did make mistakes, you were a little overwhelming, maybe you said something you kind of wish you didn't say, we all do it, right? And you say it, you don't have to over apologize, you don't have to blame yourself, you don't have to put yourself down, but you say, I think I made a mistake on that. That was my fault. And I wish that I didn't lose you, or whatever the situation is. Clear, direct, and open. And whatever that situation is, this now removes another heavy emotion that avoidants are avoiding. They might have felt pain. They might have felt guilt. They might have felt that you did hurt their feelings, and that hurt them so much they're avoiding you because it's attached to you. But now that it's gone, the idea of being back with you is much more easier than the idea of missing you. Again, which emotion is less painful? At the moment, they will go to that one. And so because you have removed a painful emotion, they're more gravitating towards you instead of away from you, okay? The next one is when you process the grief on your own terms, Even if it means processing it quicker than your partner, you're able to speak with more confidence and clarity, which allows them to not feel so tangled when they return. And so we're talking about what to do to maybe help them get back with you, but we're also talking about what helps you to feel more confident when they return, because likely most of the time they will. Very rarely have I ever seen a case where they don't return.